You know what's really exciting? It is 4:57 p.m. and it is still light out. There is light at the end of the winter tunnel, even though we're still early into the winter season. Welcome to this week's episode of Car Confessions. Have I ever done an episode with my glasses on? I'm not sure, but here we are. I am sitting in my driveway, which is why I'm just wearing my grandpa sweater instead of an actual coat. And I want to talk today about something that is sweeping the nation, and that is Marie Kondo and the Konmari method. Everybody is watching her show on Netflix. I've already watched it and watched some of the episodes a second time because maybe you don't know this about me, but I do love organizing things. So anytime I can watch an organizing show, I'm in for it. So now that everybody's watching the Netflix series, either people are all in going through their stuff, seeing what sparks joy, or thinking that it's just crazy nonsense. Wherever you fall on that, I'm going to challenge you to do something. Instead of going through all of your personal belongings, though if you want to do that, please do, I want you to start to think about the stuff that's up here in your brain. When was the last time you really stopped and looked at, thought about, analyzed the stuff that goes on in your head and those things that we say to ourselves? When was the last time you stopped and asked, does this thought bring me joy? We just keep throwing stuff in our heads back in a closet somewhere. Fictitious closet, hoping that we never run out of space, but we are going to run out of space. So we do need to clean out our brains as much as we need to clean out our physical space. We need to analyze those thought processes, those things that we believe about ourselves or about the world in general, those lessons that we know to be true, even if they're not true, and take a good look at them. Does this bring you joy? Is this thought process something that is still working for you? Is it something that is still serving you? Is it a lesson that is still true? I'm sitting in my new car. We've already talked about my new car. And I talked about this in a live training that I did the other day with my Yoga for Wellness group. A month ago, I was living the story that I did not have a working vehicle. My husband has a working vehicle. And if I wanted to go somewhere, I either had to make sure that he was home or borrow my mother's car. I couldn't just go outside at any time of the day, get in a working car, and go somewhere. That was a true story for me a month ago. It is not a true story for me now. So when those first thoughts came up after I got my new car, I had to say, wait, no, that's not true anymore. I can actually go out and go to the bank if I need to. That story no longer is correct. It's no longer serving me. So that's just a little example of some of these stories that maybe were true in our past are not true now, but we're still living as though they are true. And in the spirit of Marie Kondo, when you find those thought processes, those lessons, those dialogues that we tell ourselves, take a moment. Thank them for what they taught you. My lesson taught me that I needed a new car. And let them go. Just let it go. As Elsa would say, just let it go. Easier said than done, but that is something I want to challenge you this next week is when things pop into your head, things that you've always believed about yourself or about the world, or things that you're always saying to yourself about yourself, stop and ask, A, is it still true? B, is it helpful? Is it sparking joy? C, is it something that I need to start to let go of? Be a little bit heavy, and you know what? Just because we recognize something we want to change doesn't mean it's immediately going to change. It could be something that you need to work on for the next week, month, year, or 2 years. But recognizing that you want to make a change is the first step of changing. So that's it for today. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will talk to you guys next week.